So we're going to be getting started soon. Hello, I'm Alex. This is Msushi.
I'm Msushi, yeah.
I introduced you. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
So we're going to be doing a race of this game, this Half-Life game. So I guess we're going to be getting right into that. So we're both going to be hitting our run binds and getting started in 3, 2, 1, go.
Welcome to Black Mesa. We're going to be bunny hopping.
So one thing to quickly note is that there's actually a chapter in this game before this one called Black Mesa Inbound where you sit in a train for like 10 minutes. We forgoed that for the speedrun because no one would run this game if you had to do that chapter. So for the greater good, we decided that we can start at the first map of the second chapter. And the movement that we're doing throughout this is all bunny hopping, if you want to explain that, Sushi.
Yeah, essentially, if you've ever played like Counter-Strike, it's super popular. Essentially, instead of moving forward, we're going to move left and right really, really, really fast. And that's going to end up, you can see the velocity at the number at the bottom of both our screens. That's going to be our speed. Walking speed is about 320. We can get up to like 500, 600. It's pretty fast.
I hope you're going higher than 500 or 600, Sushi. You're going to lose the race.
Hold on. I'm just talking about for the time being. We might get up to like 2,000 soon.
Yeah, maybe. So what we're something I did here was I went into this map twice. This causes me to this allows me to push this man quicker than if I didn't go into the map twice. Something like that is called an NPC abuse, where you're using an NPC to open a door either early or a door that they're not supposed to open. The way that those work is that when you load onto a map, for some reason the NPC's pathing and nodes are just kind of messed up, and they can go places that the game normally tells them that they can't. For instance, past locked doors. Normally they can't go through locked doors, but if you go onto the map and don't save load at all, then you can have them open the doors for you.
Yeah, fun fact, every single NPC in this game can open a door. This includes monsters. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, they don't trust Gordon with security clearance, but they trust all the aliens that make their way in. It's pretty cool.
I mean, it makes sense to me. Gordon doesn't talk at all. Would you trust someone who doesn't talk?
Yeah.
I mean, I'd trust an MIT graduate.
I don't trust that degree, man.
You're right.
My job in this facility is push a cart into a thing. That's pretty much all I'm doing here. That's all I'm here for.
Hey, it's a pretty tough job.
So we're going to be doing some, waiting. This is the good old waiting part of the game. So if we have a few donations to get through, now is a good time to do that.
We definitely do. We have $100 from Nick, who says, alexh0w is a professional gamer and Sushi is an innocent boy. It should be obvious who takes this race.
He doesn't have a mic, but it's the one right there.
We have $50 from Beep Boop Bop Flop, which is a great name. Love supporting a great cause and watching some great speedruns. Good luck to all the runners. Excited for the Half-Life 1 and 2 runs.
That's a very good alias, I agree.
Yeah.
Props to you for that one.
We have $50 from Quirky. You guys are awesome. Started watching about 2 years ago with my girlfriend, and I spread the word about this event as much as possible. Here's to sitting in front of my TV all day. We have $50 from Magico. Gotta love donating during the Half-Life block. But also gotta donate for TaskBot Play Celeste. I picked up Celeste after seeing it at AGDQ and now recommend it to everyone I can. Here's 50 crowbars towards that goal.
I agree.
What's Celeste?
I heard it's pretty good. You should check it out tonight.
Have you ever played it?
Once or twice.
All right, cool.
Also, yeah, it's worth noting here, as we get to this end of this test chamber sequence, we have this very cool 1998 laser effect. We're gonna have to push a card into that, and normally some bad stuff happens with the game. I don't want to spoil it for you guys. I heard people don't like spoilers here, so we're gonna try to avoid that.
Yeah.
So we're gonna do you guys a favor and skip this cutscene.
Yeah, so you'll be able to figure it out for your own if you want to play the game, what happens at this part. But we won't be spoiling that for you because we can not watch that cutscene.
Yeah.
So what we're going to be doing here is we're going to be pushing this cart into the corner, and I didn't bind my pause key, so I have to do this manually. So give me a second here. Don't worry about these. Oh, I got it. Don't worry about it. Come on. There we go. So
nice. That's a frame perfect trick at 100 FPS.
That was
really
another
hard.
perfect trick. You didn't get it.
Yeah,
So-
that's the test chamber skip. We end up hitting a debug trigger in the sky that skips about 2 minutes of cutscenes. It was found for a while and segmented, but Proto-AUS, a top Half-Life runner who ran this run at GDQ not too long ago, found the setup for scriptless. It's awesome.
Yeah.
Shouts to him.
It was the most significant recent finding in that it allowed us to skip over or about a minute of video gaming in the early portion of this game, as well as a very boring minute. So thankfully, it didn't skip any fun. But now that we're in unforeseen consequences, we can introduce something called flow with our bunny hops. So when we're bunny hopping, we want to basically be able to do our bunny hops in a way that we are able to get through all these different sections without hitting any walls like that or losing any speed or any of that stuff. So what makes a high-level runner really good at this game is just being able to keep their B-hop speed flowing throughout every part of the map, stopping only when absolutely necessary.
Yeah, after we're out of anomalous materials, this run really just starts ramping up really fast. Not in terms of just velocity, but just the pace. We basically have very little downtime, and it's a lot of fun.
Yeah. So at the very end of the unforeseen consequences of this chapter, we're going to be doing another object boost. That's the same trick we did to do the test chamber skip. The way that works is essentially the object that you are boosting off of, Gordon gives it a lot of velocity. He's a very strong boy. And when the object moves, physics doesn't follow and you move with it instead of in the other way. So it allows you to go really fast. And if you jump, you can preserve that speed and use it to get over the gap that we did. But now we're in Office Complex where we're going to be doing other things.
Yeah, it's also worth noting that this game is completely frame rate dependent. We're capped at 100 FPS. And we can change that to anything lower at will. We usually change that to something lower a lot, usually when doing it with NPCs.
Yeah, so different FPS values actually affect the game in different ways. So for instance, earlier in the run, you might have noticed us lowering the FPS to 20 or 8. It says in the top left of my screen what the frame rate is. We currently are playing at 100, which is the engine cap. But we can sometimes switch it down. For instance, I'm going to be switching it down to 20 here. What this does is it allows for this NPC to turn faster, which allows me to do this trick called Barney skip faster, where normally we have to go through a pretty long sequence in a refrigerator, and Gordon doesn't like the cold. So we are able to skip that by having Barney open that door for us. Oh no.
Yeah, Barney could be really tricky when you're like first trying to run this game.
Yeah, Barney is one of the roadblocks for early runners because as a game from '98, it ain't got the best AI.
Yeah, this game has no hard RNG, but when we look at these NPCs, sometimes we're like, yeah, this game's kind of random.
For instance, I'm trying to do this trick in We Got Hostiles that allows me to skip the entire chapter, but I'm having some issues with it. I need to, there we go.
There you go.
Forgot!
Did you forget something?
No.
Okay, good.
I just like that scientist.
Nice. So the way that works is that the scientist basically opens that door for you because his pathing's all messed up. Did I hit the thing? I did, cool. And he opens the door for you, which takes you right to the very end of the chapter where you just hit a button that opens the door to allow you to skip a bunch of content, which is pretty cool. Unfortunately, that chapter would be really fun to do runs of because it'd just be a lot of cool bunny hopping, but whatever. We're going fast. Right here, we introduced grenade boost. Msushi just did his. Grenade boosting in this game is essentially the way that we can increase our velocity by very large amounts and get over very large gaps by using explosives and taking away our HP.
Yeah, also welcome to Blast Pit. This is like, in terms of most runners would consider hard chapters, this is like up there, top 3. This chapter has a lot of HP management as we're doing multiple grenade boosts. Just really the one you saw back there and another one coming up, but we're gonna really try to keep our HP on the high, and we want some really specific armor, so, yeah.
Yeah, so I'm going into this with 86 HP, which is pretty good. We want to have around this much HP going into a grenade boost later on. We're not, unfortunately, gonna be keeping all this HP, so we're gonna have to heal a little bit, but ideally getting to this point, you can get through this section without losing much HP. Right there, what I did was an edge bug. An edge bug is when you slide off a platform the same frame that you land on the platform.
Nice job.
So they're quite precise tricks, and we can actually lower our FPS to 20 to do them a little bit easier. All the edge bugs in this section are particularly hard, but they allow us to conserve HP as well as get through particular parts. Like we're going to be doing a third edge bug to get down from the top of this thing, which is just easily the fastest way of getting down, because it's just the direct path, unless you die like that, or like that.
Or like that.
There we go.
Gaming.
Look at this even race, even competitors. which is kind of crazy considering Sushi picked up this game a few days ago.
Yeah. Also, you can use objects through walls. The game doesn't check how far away, or if there's a wall blocking, just how far away it is. So
here's the grenade boost. We can use that to skip going into the center room. So the normal gimmick for Blast Pit is that you go in and out of the center room over and over again to get to the different levels of the Blast Pit. But because we have explosive boosting as well as edge bugging and other cool techniques, we're able to get through all the sections of Blast Pit while only going into the center room once at the very end, which at the very end, we're going in there to progress and go to the next chapter of the game. So you're flying up with a big old fan, and now we're going to be moving our way through these nice tunnels. Nice work at hitting me there.
Alex, I'm your biggest fan.
Thanks. I'm your biggest fan too. Rank2.club. Go to that link.
Garf.how.
These are our funny websites that we redirect to our stream because we want to be gamers. But anyway, gaming. We're going into the main Blast Pit on my screen now, where we're going to be fighting a Hydra monster. And by fighting, I mean hitting a button and blowing the room up, and he'll burn. There we go.
Fight to me.
Yeah, the boss fights in this game aren't really that much of boss fights until more so towards the end, but don't worry about it. He's gonna burn, and while we're waiting for this scripted sequence to play out, I'm gonna murder that zombie to get healed by the scientist. So scientists in this game will heal you if your HP is 50 or less, and that's pretty important for a trick coming up later. How you guys doing on the couch?
I'm doing pretty good. Everyone else doesn't really have mics, so they can't say
that's
it.
Unfortunate. I imagine they're all doing all right. So right there, I did something called a shark boost is what I call it. I don't know what the official name for that is, but...
Is it just sharking?
Sharking is just holding space in the water, but basically, if you spam the duck command a bunch of times when dolphin diving out of water that pushes you forward, you'll get a bunch of like plus forward triggers, and it will give you a big old speed boost. It allows you to swim through that goo water really quick. And then we can skip all of power up by jumping over that thing. Don't worry about it. So now we are on a rail, which is also considered one of the harder chapters in the game. So the very first thing we're going to do on a rail is skip getting the train, and we're going to use these trip mines that we picked up to build ourselves a little bit of a staircase.
Yeah, in Power Up, you're not obviously supposed to jump over this. You're supposed to get a cart and break it, and then take the cart into the next chapter. As you see, it's called on a rail because you are on a rail, not physically, but on a cart that is on a rail. And we don't have that cart, so we have to bunny hop, and the cart is actually electric in the middle, so as you can see on my screen, as Alex showcased before too, and he's going really fast.
Yep. So this section of the game involves a lot of really difficult bunny hopping, and the main reason all this bunny hopping is particularly hard is because it's very easy to just accidentally hit something that you can't really see. These rails weren't meant for foot travel. They were meant to be going through the cart, so the the physics and the terrain in this area, all the geometry, a bit messed up. And if you want, you can just crouch and get stuck in something. I tried to do it there to be a nice show off, but we know the places that we need to basically avoid taking damage and losing all of our speed and all that good stuff. Something I'm going to be doing here, and Sushi's also doing at about the same time, was we were save loading in the middle of our B-hop sequences. The reason we were doing that is because it resets the animation of the enemies that were attacking us, so it allowed us to avoid taking a bit more damage. And now I'm making my way to the elevator. How are you doing, Sushi?
I am bunny hopping.
Heck yeah.
That guy's shooting a rocket. Yeah, there's a lot of obstacles that we just avoid in the game.
So now that I'm up on the upper level of On a Rail, we're going to be making our way to the rocket map, which is when the hard part of this chapter really ends. But before we do that, we have a nice little edge bug set up here, where normally edge bugs are only really viable at 20 FPS, but this one works at a nice simple 100, so there you go.
I don't know why that works.
Yeah,
I have no clue.
That one's a little bit of a tricky one. Now here, if you want, you can put a trip mine to make the door close faster on you, but then you can also walk back into that trip mine later and just blow up.
Oh, yeah.
So not the best strategy if you're trying to go fast. So we hit a button through the wall there, and unfortunately we can't just go and continue the game. We have to make our way, or wait on this map, making our way through the map, we have to wait for the scripted sequence to play out. We need this dude's ammo. So while the scripted sequence is playing out, I'm just gonna be healing up, getting some extra HP and ammo and all that good stuff. And now what we have to do is we're going to specifically time when the sequence is going to be over by shooting 2 full clips of our pistol. So that's 1. And there we go. Those last 2 bullets were a bit faster because the pistol has like a right-click feature. Don't worry about it. And then we're at the end of honor rail, and we're moving on to apprehension.
That was a really good honor rail for a marathon.
Yeah.
Can't complain about that one. So we do have the train to ride on, so that introduces us to trains. You can power up the trains by using your use key on them and then hitting up a bunch. So now we're going to be going for some swimming.
Nice.
Thanks. There's a nice pool here at SGDQ. It's a nice summer-themed part of the game right here. So the interesting thing about apprehension is all the weird bunny hop sequences we have to do. This first one in particular, we're trying to make it over this water gap so that we don't have to get licked by that barnacle, which thankfully we did. So barnacles are enemies that are on the ceiling here, and their gimmick is that if you walk into their tongue, they'll lick you and they'll suck you up.
Hey, who's that one character in this game?
I don't know what you're talking about. This guy?
Who?
This guy?
I think so.
Okay.
I've never seen him before.
You see him around every so often, but he doesn't really say much.
I think his name's like J-Dude or something.
J-Dude. J-Dude's my new name on Steam after this. I'm gonna go play some CS games being J-Dude. So throughout the last bit of apprehension, we were doing some neat stuff. We did it at NPC abuse. Sushi can explain that one in a little bit whenever he gets there with a Vortigaunt. But I'm going to be going into a room that's definitely not a trap that we need to go to. So we're gonna walk into this very obvious not a trap, and there we go. We are captured.
Oh, I thought you were gonna get some free HP there.
Yeah, we are. Look at that.
Hey, yeah.
See, I'm getting a lot of HP. Don't worry about it. Most people only get like 50, but I have 200 IQ routing, so this is gonna work out. Trust me.
So what he did there is like when he got teleported like into the black room, you can walk forward and use that health charger like through the wall because it's like a dark room behind it.
Yeah, it doesn't actually take control away from you. So you can just walk forward still.
Yeah, you have to walk forward and left a little bit. But anyway, now we're gonna be doing garbage skip. I'm gonna be doing like a half garbage skip because the actual one is hard and Sushi and I just can't do the jump for some reason. So what we have to do is, this isn't the jump I'm talking about, there we go. This is a train that we're gonna use, and the train is gonna break the box below us, and we're just gonna grab this crowbar, which we can use to get through this section a little bit faster. So now we're jumping our way through residue processing. We're having a good time.
Yeah, residue processing is a very cool chapter because normally we're used to the super open movement. We've had a lot of space to work with. In residue, we're going through like a trash system, so we don't have a lot of room. We're bunny hopping through pipes and stuff, so it's some really cool movement.
The crowbar makes a fun noise. Don't worry about it. So coming up here, this is apparently called Meat Grab, but I call it Golden Pebble, and I didn't come up with this name, but I think apparently everyone thinks I did. This is apparently meat right here, and we're gonna use it to go through this tunnel. Didn't get that good of a meat boost, or pebble boost, whatever you wanna call it, but we grabbed that meat and we went through that tunnel a bit faster. So the reason I got extra HP there was because I wanted to make sure that if I took fall damage from that boost there, that I would still have enough HP to do a trick for the next chapter, where you actually need to have 50 or less HP to do that trick. And look at my HP, wow, how convenient. Look at that.
Life works out.
So who found Meat Grab? Was that Maxim?
Yeah, probably. So if you guys don't know, Maxim's found every trick in every Half-Life game without a question.
Yeah, just like any trick, it's just Maxim. He found it.
We attribute everything done by everybody to Maxim because he is the legend.
Yeah, Maxim is the current world record holder for this game. He also has a segmented run done in about 25 minutes. But if you've never seen Half-Life speedrun before, I'd recommend what's known as Half-Life 21. It's the segmented speedrun completed in 20 minutes and 41 seconds. And if you think this is insane, like, you need to watch that run.
Yeah, Half-Life 21 is one of the best segmented runs out there, in my opinion, done by a bunch of very talented speedrunners back in 2014, before any of us were running the game. Well, Cool Kid was there. Cool Kid did some segments for that. Cool Kid's an older runner of the game on the couch right now. He hasn't ran in a few years, but he was one of the best runners in the game at the time that he did run the game. So, got a legend over there. So now we're in QE, and we're going to be making our way through questionable ethics. So this chapter, we could do a lot quicker than we're going to be doing here if we skipped a certain particular very useful weapon. But that very useful weapon is very useful, so we're going to go get it. Don't necessarily need it to beat the run, but it's going to save so much time that the amount of time that we're going to be wasting on here is it's just worth it.
So what Msushi did there to avoid dying to the trip mines is that he lowered his FPS to 4, which makes the game literally like teleport you through it because there's not a frame where you're actually like touching the trip mine.
Yeah, FPS stuff is really wacky. So here what I'm going to do is I'm going to kill this man he has an SMG, and that's very useful because we're going to be needing that to scare the scientist in this corner. So these scientists are all scared now, so they're going to follow me, but because my HP is less than 50, they're also going to have this strong urge to just stick a needle in me and give me some HP. So keep that in mind. That very strong urge is a very important thing to these doctors. Shoutouts to doctors, by the way.
Such a Doctors Without Borders.
Mm-hmm. Heck yeah.
Yeah.
So now we're going to be getting that important gun right here, the Gauss rifle or the Gauss rifle or the Tau cannon, wherever you prefer. Big laser weapon is what we're going to be calling it.
Heck yes.
So, wow, the scientist actually worked. What a miracle. So if this scientist was a few inches closer, he would have been scared of all the head crabs to the side, and he would have taken it. Nice. Come on, dude. You can do it. There we go. And he would have not followed me. So this scientist is often the breaking point of runs. He will just sometimes get scared and take about an extra 10 to 15 seconds to run at you, and it's really cool.
Yeah, usually once you're doing a run, once it gets past QE, you're like, okay, I gotta play now because we're going to the next chapter. Which yeah.
Often considered the hardest chapter in the game. I don't think it is, but it's up there. Surface tension. So we're going to be introducing the recoil boosting of the Gauss rifle, which if you want to explain in Sushi when you get there, you can feel free.
Essentially, the Gauss is a big uranium rifle. It shoots like it's probably something that's bad for you. But it's very powerful, and it shoots it very strongly, so it's going to propel you back in the opposite direction. It's going to give you a massive burst. Because of that, we're going to get a lot of speed because of it. And essentially, from here on out, a lot of the resource management in the game revolves around the ammo for that gun.
Yeah, so we need to basically always keep in mind how much Gauss ammo we've used and how much we need to use for the rest of, until we get our next replenish for the armor, or for the ammo, rather. So right here, we're going to be using a bit more of the Gauss ammo to do a trick called pipe to pipe, if you want to explain that Waezone.
Oh yeah, pipe to pipe. What he's going to do here is he's going to bounce off this rock and then reflect the Gauss on himself like that to get to the pipe. Really nice. Okay.
Heck yeah, dude. So the one unfortunate thing about that is I'm dead. I am super dead right now. Look at how dead I am. My number's all red. No good. So this guy could very easily murder me, but thankfully they didn't, which is very shocking. Normally those guys, if you have low HP, take any opportunity to try to murder you.
Oh, I can't go for it.
Yeah, unfortunately, pipe to pipe is a very, very HP dependent trick. You basically need to have close to like 80 HP and like 1 or 2 armor at most. Me going for it was honestly unoptimal with how little HP I have, but I did anyway because I'm a cool gamer.
Yeah, it's mostly a swag strat. It saves like 5 seconds in this map, and because of like HP management later on, it actually only saves up like 2.
I'm having some issues in this room. Don't worry about it. So I tried to do a self Gauss to get into that room, and then I accidentally didn't do it correctly, and it was very sad. But anyway, we're doing a trick here called an item box duplication, where we're going to be breaking all these different objects with our shotguns, and we're going to be able to get 2 different Gauss ammos from that box, where it normally would only have 1, because we break the box twice on 1 frame. That was a bit much. Let's get this. There we go. So now, on the next map, we got the big gamer map coming up.
Oh boy.
Yeah, if you've ever seen a Half-Life stream before, you probably know of the infinite health door, and if not, you're in for a treat.
So yeah, on this map, we have a particularly difficult movement sequence that I'm going to be trying to do called Maximize HD, which looks like I should be able to get. Very good. So that's probably the most difficult individual trick in the game. And what it does is allows you to get to this door very quickly.
Nice.
And this door is messed up. If you can't tell, there's some problems with this door, not working the way that it should. So how this door works is that when you touch the door and get stuck on it, normally doors deal 1 damage to you when you get stuck on them, but this one deals -1 damage. And the reason this was done, Sushi remembers, I don't.
Normally you have NPCs in this map that need to open the door, and they always just kept getting stuck and dying, and that's kind of dumb when you're playing through the game casually. So they just decided to have the door deal negative damage.
Yep, there you go. And every door on that map is the same. There's like another door that does the exact same thing. The one unfortunate thing about IHD is that since it is an NPC abuse, you have to get it first try on the map, or else you have to go back to the previous map, which takes forever. So messing up IHD often can be run-ending, especially at this level. And right there, what I did is you saw that I skipped the airstrike section just by using the Gauss rifle. If you shoot a very precise spot on the door of that door, then then you can skip shooting the artillery and you can get past it. So for the rest of the run, since we have a crazy high amount of HP everywhere, we're going to be using it throughout everything to do a bunch of explosive boosts. We're going to be doing some self-Gauss here. There we go. Very nice. Get out, please. There we go.
Yeah, we have all the HP we could ever need for the rest of the run. It's technically not unlimited again, but for our purpose, it essentially is. It would be very sad if we actually ran out of HP. You can if you just screw it up a lot, but...
Yeah, something that's a very big risk-reward thing in this game is how many cycles of IHD you take. As you see, the HP rolls over because it's only like a byte of data used. I'm going to make sure you die. I don't trust you.
Those guys can crash the game.
Yeah, those guys shoot a weapon that if you get hit on a different map than it was fired, will immediately crash your game. So I made sure that he was dead there before moving on. So something about the HP management for the rest of the run that I still like is that you still have to make sure that your HP is good. The risk reward that I was mentioning earlier was if you end up taking too much, we're going to do it eventually. If you end up, there we go. Oh, no. If you end up taking too much damage, you have to not die. Take a lot less damage from other things and just not die. My speech is really good right now.
Speech 100.
There you go. So right here, we're going to be doing another NPC abuse where normally, I didn't hit this guy. There we go. So normally this guy right here is going to talk to us for a little bit to open this door, but we can just shoot him and then he just stands there. And then you can hear him open the door and we can just save load the game to make the game not remember that we were supposed to get killed. So convenient. And now we're heading into Lambda Core, the last bit of the real world in this game.
Nice elevator.
Hey, look at that. This is exciting.
Do we have time for some donations?
Sure.
All right, we have $35 from named user. Good luck on the Half-Life run. Lol, you and I are watching. Keep hopping.
Shout out to Chad.
Yeah, what's up, Chad?
Loli is a really cool dude, good Counter-Strike YouTuber / Twitch streamer, as well as a Half-Life speedrunner. So very cool guy. Shout out to Chad.
We have $10 from Nace. Shout outs to all my boys on camera right now. Love you all. # Team Alex.
Okay. I get it.
Love you, Nath. Hope to see you at a GDQ in the future.
We have $25 from Mortal Wombat. Can't wait to see the Half-Life after that amazing Quake run. Well, here you are. Good luck, Alex and Sushi. Also want to see Taskbot play Celeste. Keep the donations coming.
I agree.
You're in Celeste?
What's Celeste?
Nice. So if you guys don't know, Msushi happens to be a Celeste runner, and he was, before this event, like a week before, he's playing Celeste. What's Half-Life? I don't even know. The game that you're doing for the, the marathon thing, don't worry about it. Hello there. So here we're doing a very important NPC abuse, and this one is going to allow us to skip the very long cutscene. Dude, what are you doing? What?
This is
okay, well,
that's pretty rude.
Oh, there you go. You're ahead now.
Gaming.
Look at that.
Yeah, that's pretty unfortunate. Like, the NPCs in this game sometime are just not about it.
We did it. All right. See, I'm gonna say the cursed words. That never has happened to me before, but.
Welcome to the alien world. Back there, actually, we did a big skip. Normally, you talk to these scientists like, we've done it, we found the solution, we're gonna send you there, and then they have to charge up a teleport for 2 minutes while you fight aliens, and that's slow. It's 2 minutes. So what happens is we actually shoot a hive hand into that portal that usually has a kill trigger, but the hive hand projectile actually takes that kill trigger, and we get to go through, skip a 2-minute fight scene.
Look at this even race. We're literally within like 5 seconds of each other. This is gaming right here. Where's Valve with like the TI money?
And here's where you skip Gonarch in the practice room.
Oh yeah, so yesterday during a practice, can I please? There we go. Yesterday during a practice race, I was playing on, someone in the private practice room changed Steam to the Chinese version, which is like, you know, whatever. The Chinese version of Steam doesn't really affect anything that I have to worry about, but it ended up messing with the game files in a weird way that caused it so that the boss on this map just didn't spawn. So I was able to just skip to the next map, and I didn't have to play the game. It was really cool.
Yeah, also this is Gonarch. It has a giant ball. It's also a girl, so I think her pronouns are she/her, although I can't speak for that. And it's kind of an auto-scroller, so if you want to do donations, go for it.
Most definitely. Well, we have $100 from Anonymous. Here's to you, J-Dude.
We're literally like dead even right now.
I'm gonna get 4-cycle.
Oh, heck yeah. So something on this part of the fight that is very common is that the Gonarch, like, for instance, in my case, will pretend that she didn't take damage. And sometimes she normally has 3 cycles that you have to hit her. Sometimes she'll have 4, and sometimes she'll even have 5, which is really cool. Like, currently, she's really struggling.
Yeah, Gonarch in theory should be like the same thing every time, but have we mentioned that this game is made in 1998 and we don't like the artificial intelligence?
Speaking of 1998, how old are you, Sushi?
Yes, Msushi, are you even old enough to play this game? It's rated M, you know.
I'm going to not answer that question.
This is why I speedrun Celeste.
Yeah, his mom actually just wouldn't let him play it at home.
He did all of his practice here. That's why I said he learned the game a few days ago.
Okay, guys, calm down.
We talk about how you run Celeste a lot, but you also are crazy good at that game. 4th place gamer. Got a PB recently.
Whoa. Yeah, this is Interloper, by the way. This is a super fast-paced chapter. We're in Zen, which has low gravity, so we're just going crazy with nade boosts, and we're nearing the end of the run soon, so.
Dang.
It's gonna be exciting, and you guys are so close together. This is great.
I'm choking it. I'm not gaming right now.
And we're gonna do a cool grenade boost here, double grenade boost, right?
I'm so
nice.
upset.
Ooh, you barely got enough hype there.
Yeah.
My grenade decided it wanted to throw itself despite me cooking it, which is sometimes a thing that happens. This is not good. I believe this is an L for you, boy. Yeah.
All right, this is Nihilinth. This is the final boss of the game. Essentially, it takes like 22 seconds if you're really good at it. We have to shoot these crystals, and then we're just gonna unload a ton of damage into him, and then we're gonna jump up and hit the thing in his head. And yeah, time should be coming up soon.
So as per usual, the GDQ curse lives on, where the person with the better PB ends up losing the race. It literally has happened every single time, at least for me. Connor beating me at AGDQ in Portal, and now Sushi beating me in this game. So congrats to Msushi.
Time. Open, open, open.
Oh, no.
Awkward. Let's see if I can get out. Don't worry about it.
Ah!
We're out. We did it. Okay, this is good. Now we're out. Don't worry about it. This is this is sometimes how your runs end. It's really
Yeah,
cool.
hashtag Team Sweet.
Yeah. Let's see. Do I have? I don't.
Oh.
Okay.
Yeah, this was, you ran out of HP. You only has actual 14 HP.
I'll figure this out. Don't worry.
Playing the game normally.
Dude, can you
know?
please? I need to figure this. I don't know how to hold up.
It should be the pad down there on your left.
This one?
Yeah, that
That's
one.
a big one.
I didn't know they had different heights. What?
Yeah, because
Yeah, that one goes like really high and fast.
What? Why? All right, we did it. We should wait for him to come down.
Yeah, there you go.
No, that sends you high up. Like you're.
There we go.
Hey!
All right, that was close, and then that happened. So we're gonna look at our in-game times, and I got a 33:48. Oof.
32:50. That's a pretty good time, actually.
Not bad at all.
Oof.
Yep.
On my end.
You hate to see it. I mean, it only takes one that's never happened before moment and maybe screwing up an entire boss for that, but I wouldn't expect anything less from games done quick.
GG.
Yeah.
Gaming.
Thank you, Msushi and alexh0w, for your amazing runs. Hey, I got a final donation here before you leave the stage. We have Freddie Neo with $25. Can we get a round of applause for both runners who, despite the sheer speed of the race, still provide us with amazing commentary? We have a $615 from Aether. Love to see some great games run, and I'm happy that Doctors Without Borders was chosen this year. Good luck, runners. All right, and we are going to go to a quick Twitch ad. Don't go away. All right, you are watching SGDQ2019, powered by Twitch. And I wanted to highlight a couple of prizes we have here. We have the large Rabbite plushie for $25, for a $25 donation. And we have the Secret of Mana wall tapestry and digital collection of Mana Code. That is for a $15 donation. Those are both being provided by Square Enix, and you can donate for those through Octopath Traveler. So make sure to get those donations in for those. We have $110 from Levnick Moore. Grew up playing Half-Life, love seeing you guys beat it before I finish breakfast. We have $20 from Beans. Why do we all have to wear these ridiculous ties? We have $100 from Barney that just says, ouch. I can't do a Barney voice, I'm sorry. We have $20 from John Leung, excuse me. Gordon Freeman is my idol. Because of him, I am studying at a PhD program for theoretical physics now. We have $20 from Brew Tales. Greetings from Germany. Longtime viewer and longtime donator. This year I wanted to donate for this wonderful purpose during one of my favorite games. Oh, and save that frames, Mr. Freeman. Save that frames. Good luck to all the runners. We have $20 from Daniel. Got to watch Susie slay Celeste at pace in person, and now watching him destroy Half-Life from afar is just insane. Good luck to both runners. Donation goes to Runner's Choice. All right, and we are going to go to an interview with alexh0w and Msushi with SpikeVegeta. Giving the interview, take it away.
And welcome back, everyone, to Summer Games Done Quick 2019, the morning edition. I am SpikeVegeta, joined by Little SpikeVegeta, and joined by two amazing speedrunners, awesome racers of our last event. We had alexh0w and Msushi. How you gentlemen doing today?
Both doing quite well.
Heck yeah.
You can speak for me. I mean, yeah.
He's a winner.
I want to ask you guys, like, that was, first of all, awesome run. It's every time you see Half-Life, my mind's blown. But one thing that I found very impressive from both of you is that I have both been a part of, and I have watched a lot of different GDQ and big marathon event races where the racers say, oh, we'll do the commentary. Like, we'll mostly, I know you had some support from the couch, but both of you were talking quite a bit. And for some reason, you guys were not like stepping on each other's toes and stepping on each other's words, and like everything was flowing really well, and you had this really good chemistry. I thought you guys were gonna be rivals and you were gonna be fighting the whole time. Do you find that you prepped for that, or is it just something that came natural? What is it for you getting up there?
Well, I really think that we mostly spent like the previous days practicing for commentary and doing practice races and stuff. I think we just both know each other's commentary styles well. We've both done a lot of marathon runs that both of us have watched, so we know that we both like to talk a lot. So we just kind of let ourselves take turns and everything.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, do you guys have a specific passion for speedrunning that you think translates here on stage? Because I said it during the pre-show and I meant it. You are two of the highest energy, most passionate runners that I think I've ever had the joy of watching running all these different games. Is there like a specific goal you shoot for when you get up there? Is it to present, to show off your skill? Is it to present that energy and that commentary?
I mean, it's totally just about having fun. I mean, when this run first got in, it was so awesome to Alex, because we kind of submitted this like last minute. Mm-hmm. Because I think we thought some other Half-Life runners doing it, but like the night before submission closed, Alex was like, let's submit a Half-Life race. And when it got in, it was very exciting because like we've been friends for forever. And we've never always directly competed. Like when I played Half-Life a lot, he didn't play too much. When he played too much, I never played too much. But once we saw that together, it was super exciting. And I know for sure, like we always talk about our comms because we are both people who like to take over comms. So especially, we did practice a bit, but just being super energetic about the game. And we kind of know that, I know at least I accept it. I can only do half. Like, I have to let him do his thing because he's awesome with what he does. I'm awesome with what I do, I hope. So it's just being super energetic. And yeah, we also love Half-Life, so that helps out a lot.
That's right. There's a really good ebb and flow throughout the entire thing. It's something I've seen not work on stage quite a bit. So congratulations, both of you. Not just showing off your skill, but also showing off that chemistry. To talk a little bit Half-Life, the speedrun, this... It comes off to me, I don't play a lot of FPSs, but it comes off really, really, really hard. It seems like there's so much depth to it, so many different tricks and skips and everything you have to understand. I know both of you run a lot of very competitive games at a very high level. Alex, I know you run stuff like Quake, Msushi, I know stuff like the Portal games, Celeste. Where would you say Half-Life ranks for you on that difficulty scale of the runs that you have personally taken on?
For me, I think Half-Life is definitely the hardest thing I run, mainly because it's the one I put the most passion and effort into. And playing at the high level that I play at in the game, where I'm trying to compete with the best runners, any mistake is very painful. Whereas in Quake, I can very easily finish a run that's okay and still PB. But Half-Life, I have to be constantly on top of myself to be able to play well.
Sushi?
I'd say Half-Life is probably the second hardest game I've learned. Probably the only thing hard I'd say is Mirror's Edge.
Oof.
Yeah, both incredibly hard games. Half-Life is just such a hard game to pick up because I mean, if you watch that, normally in a lot of games, what's really nice is you have some nice downtime. Half-Life, we have a 4-minute cutscene and then we're going. Between those elevators, that was about it. And you have to be really good with your bunny hop. So if you can't bunny hop, it's hard. If you can't object boost and all the other glitches that come with it, it's very challenging to grasp with a run. I feel like just learning Half-Life in general is such a big achievement. I mean, because especially. I ran Portal and Celeste, which are, as you mentioned, those are two runs that are kind of very beginner level friendly. If you go to speedrun.com, they're some of the most active games just because anyone can run it. It's awesome, and they're also fan favorite games, as with Half-Life. But Half-Life is an extremely just hard game to get into, and I feel like when I actually learned this game, it was because this guy, he definitely inspired me to learn this game because he ran Portal, and I saw this Portal runner play Half-Life, and I'm like, that's so cool. I want to do it. And I knew I was better than him at Portal, so I was like, I'm going to do it at Half-Life. That did not work out. It took me 3 months before. I think when I got my PB, I was 1 second off of him.
Yeah, you were 5, I think.
It was close, yeah.
Yeah.
Must be a great feeling knowing your skill at Portal inspired others then at that point. I want to jump on some social media questions we got here. We got a question here from Totally Not Cherry, but Red Bull Esports. Will we ever get Half-Life 3 from Gabe N?
I don't know. I really can't tell you.
Can we make that a donation incentive? I think we have the power.
Donation incentive, yeah, some goal.
For $5 billion. Sushi, I got a question right here from Oddball SRL, member of the Celeste community. Given that you compete in a lot of games simultaneously, how did you manage to prepare for this race?
Right. This is really funny because I wasn't here Monday. I came in Tuesday. Monday afternoon, I was actually playing some Celeste 90%, and I ended up getting a PB.
Oh wow! Okay.
So that's kind of the meme. Yeah. So I know I did a Half-Life no reset a day going into it, and I ended up the time up there. I got a high 32. That's kind of what I was okay with. I mean, got between a 31s and 33s. I know. Alex, he's been on the PB grind. My PB is quite ancient in this game, unfortunately. I had a lot of trouble beating it. But I'm still very happy we were able to have a good showcase regardless.
Yeah, absolutely. Super fun race to watch. I want to get one more social media question here before I let you guys go. From NYU FGC. We had to pick this one out. Alex, it's actually directed towards both of you, so Msushi, you can answer as well. Which hair products does Alex use?
So I don't even know what I'm using right now because I couldn't bring it on my flight. But normally I use Garnier Fructis, the red bottle.
Ooh.
Yeah. You know my hair smells good. You know it smells good. That's the important thing. He can confirm. What do you use, Sushi?
I've actually been just using dandruff shampoo. Very, very basic. Now I'm using.
No, I get that. No, you need a little bit of that in life. I understand. Trust me, as someone with this much hair, you got to work with what possibly they can make for you. Also, I'm waiting for the sponsorship. So, that was a pretty good plug for them. So once again, alexh0w, Msushi, make sure to give both these wonderful runners a follow. High energy runners and really good at a lot of very, very competitive games. So with that, I also want to get in a quick prize segment here. Sent's going to come over and talk to us about all the awesome new prizes we got for you today. So with that, Sent, take it away. Oh, SpikeVegeta!
Spike, I might have had an unexpected run-in with a head crab. I also might have become a head crab. Now, I know you're wondering why I'm suddenly from Brooklyn. All head crabs are. Don't worry about it. It's not because this is the only accent I can accurately do. Regardless of my current condition, I do want to talk to you about some of the prizes we got going on right now from now until the end of Octopath Traveler. Yeah, just put the headset, right there. That's, I think, where the mouth is. Don't question me on that.
I don't.
So first off,
accurate to you guys?
I think so, yeah.
Okay. I'm assuming that's a mouth.
it's close enough. So for my friend Iggy Zig, we have me. You can actually win this hat. It's a $5 minimum donation. Please let me get out of the hat first before you take it home, or don't. I don't judge. Whatever. Make sure to get in on that. For my friends over at Ava Media, we have a beautiful bag full of all kinds of amazing things, and unfortunately, I am left without hands in order to show them to you, so I'm gonna need my associate to come pick them up real quick. My associate is very much off the camera right now. There we go, he's stepping in frame. Thank you very much. So you get this beautiful Ava Media backpack, and you get all the fun stuff inside of it. You got a wonderful Ava Media towel in there, there's a t-shirt, and most importantly, there's an Ava Media Live Gamer Mini, which is a beautiful little HD capture card. It's simple, it's plug and play, it's great. It's a $20 minimum donation. There's also a water bottle I forgot in there. Forgot about it. You gotta stay hydrated. Stay hydrated, Bot's doing a good job of reminding everyone about that. I'm not, because I'm a head crab now.
We can all relate.
From my good friend SGDQ2019 Sketches, we have a beautiful pair of sketches that are right below my associate, if you'd mind picking them up in the near future. There we go. Look at that Ava Media Live Gamer Mini. It's beautiful. I love it. Plug and play. Record your HD capture stuff. I don't think he can hear me at this point. There might have been a problem with how we scheduled this out, but it's fine. We're gonna look at the t-shirt again. I like the t-shirt.
It's a good t-shirt.
There might be a lot of problems with when you turn into a head crab, how you can run the interview.
We're working on it. Don't worry about it.
The hat is very comfortable, though. I'm liking it. Which by extension, I think makes you comfortable. Thank you.
Yes, we have these beautiful watercolor prints from our friends at SpikeVegeta Sketches. We got Bowser, we got Diablo. That's Bowser. You can tell by the face. That is Diablo. You can tell by the other face. I like that face. It's a good-looking face. It's a $10 minimum donation. They're beautiful. The watercolor on paper. Love them. Great style. From our friend Pure Chaos 26, we have a great Fox McCloud Perla. It's huge. It's like a foot by a foot, and it looks like Fox's face from Star Fox 64. And that's the kind of face you want looking back at you in the morning, let me tell you very much. $15 minimum donation from now until the end of Octopath Traveler. Also, from our friends over at Square Enix. You heard me right, Square Enix directly. We have a couple of great Secret of Mana themed items. We have this beautiful giant Rabbite plushie. You can't buy that plushie from Square Enix. It's not available in their store. It was only used as a promotional item in Japanese arcade machines. Now, I don't know about you, but I am not Japanese, and I am not an arcade machine. But I do want that plushie. And that is a $25 minimum donation. It also comes with a copy of Secret of Mana and a Switch copy of Collection of Mana. That's a wonderful deal. We also have a beautiful wall scroll from Secret of Mana available from them, which also comes with a copy of Secret of Mana and a Switch copy of Collection of Mana for a $15 minimum.
Bring the rabbi over.
Yep. Give me the rabbi real quick. I need a new head to latch on to. This one's got a weird afro. Yeah. And as always, guys, don't forget we have a beautiful grand prize, this amazing Master Sword and Hylian Shield from Heroic Replicas. It's a $200 minimum donation, but it's cumulative throughout the marathon. So hey, get your donations now for a chance to win all of this stuff. You're gonna get your donations in for a chance to win this beautiful Sword and Shield replica eventually. And as always, you're gonna wanna head over to gamesdonequick.com, check out the tracker, because it's gonna have all the information you need on upcoming speedruns, upcoming prizes, and upcoming incentives, like the TaskBot Play Celeste incentive. Guys, we still need about $150,000 to make that happen, but you want to see it because that game has a near endless skill ceiling, and a task can break through that ceiling. That's going to be it for me, Spike. I'm going to go try and, I don't know, figure out life, I guess.
Best of luck, Sent. It's a long road ahead of you. I'd like to thank everyone here for supporting 8 a.m. interviews. Woo! We're going to figure out how to work with this, but we're going to send it back up to the front. But I believe Half-Life 2 by Waezone. Get hype, everyone.
Oh.
It's Friday here at SGDQ 2019. Let's go.
SpikeVegeta is right. It is SGDQ 2019. Senna's a head crab. I don't know what's going on anymore, but stick with us. We're doing great things. We have $25 from Anonymous. Msushi, congrats on a great run. We have $100 from SBL. Nothing better than GDQ. Thank you to all the streamers for always making these weeks amazing. We have $50 from Dollite. That feeling when your favorite game is being run during Swedish waking hours. Good luck and congratulations on your sub 30, Alex. We have an anonymous $500 donation that simply says, in all caps, Celeste. And I really want to emphasize, we need to get that TaskBot Play Celeste donation total met. I wasn't able to watch it last time because I hadn't finished Celeste. I am pumped to see it this time. So everybody get your donations in. We are at $21,293.50 for TaskBot Play Celeste, and we need $175,000. It is not too early to get your donations in and solidify that so we can see TaskBot Play Celeste. All right.